I think he finished his studies at this point. If you remember, he almost became un patito back in the day, but here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the Peruvian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing New Alliance. It is Tavo. Tavito. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Here we go. But again, there's a lot of history with Tavo. If you remember, Tavo, he first kind of hits the pro scene back in 2021, like around 2021 era of StarCraft. Tavo, he hit GM. He at the time joined Exxon. He joined Exxon alongside Neo. It was Tavito and Neo who had just joined Exxon at the time. Before that, they were on a team together as well. I can't quite recall what they were on before Exxon, but they were together. And they were competing. They were playing very diligently when it comes to online tournaments. And if you remember, that was at the time that we, the CranKy Ducklings, were forming our own Latin American roster. We had signed Oreo and Starduck from Oceania. We had signed, I think at the time we already had Miguelito as well. But we were like expanding into the Latin American region, the Latin American scene. And we had picked up Ryu, the Peruvian Zerg player, and Eric, the Brazilian Terran, who you just saw. Like Eric and Ryu, they joined the CranKy Ducklings, and we had enough funds for one more player, only one. And at the time, we had Los Hermanos Terran, if you will, with Tavo and Neo. They're both Terran players, both really good friends. They were playing together all the time, playing together, practicing together. But we only had enough for one. Only had enough room for one, and in the end we settled on Neo. Like Neo, he was a little bit closer with us. He was playing and interacting with the Ducklings a lot more than Tavo, so we did go with Neo, and not quite with Tavito. But almost. It's almost a Duckling at one point. That was back when we were the official B stream for a bunch of ESL events, so we were actually earning more funds, so we'd actually just afford to like have like salaries for players. So we were signing players. We had Eric, we had Ryu, and we had Neo, and Vindicta eventually as well. Almost Tavito. Despite that, still a good friend. Did retire for some time, was focusing on his studies. Neo as well. Neo, he became a lawyer. Tavito, I can't quite recall what he was studying at the time. Part of me wants to say like something in the medical field, because that's all the Chilean players working. We're all in there. Tavo is a reminder he was staying in Chile at the time. Or was it Neo that was staying in Chile? It all blends together. There we go. Here we go. But now we're going to be settling in. It is going to be our initial opener of choice. We have, okay, this is going to be our early Twilight Council into Blink. We have extra gateways on the way. It's going to be 3-gate Blink at a MasTeR. So far, safe play. We're assuming that we're going to throw down a Robo and a third expansion, but eyes are on MasTeR. Meanwhile, Tavito does go for his own standard opener into a 1/1/1 into Mind Drop. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Settling in. But back then there were a lot of Latin American tournaments, which is why we ourselves were like ingrained in Latino America, and that's also why we had our Latin American roster as well. Back during the COVID era. There we go. Now MasTer's claim is third. So again, just safe build. Safe build at a MasTeR. 3-gate Blink. Takes the expansion. Likewise, we do have Tavo moving out with his own Mind Drop, back at home, setting up and going for his own Biotank follow-up. I will say that the SimCity here does leave much to be desired when it comes to defending against any kind of Blinkstalker aggression. MasTeR, he just scattered with the hallucination, and he does see the main, but at this point, MasTer's focusing on his economy. Just taking up from here. Mind Drop is on its way. Does hit the natural. MasTeR, he has time to respond as the Medevac is zoned back. Again, spotted by the pylon. I knew I forgot something. Hold on. There we go. The corner logo. MasTeR setting up back at home. Going for his gateway follow-up into mass charge. Into delayed splash damage. MasTeR, he's going to have the advantage if Tavito moves into him. So Tavo so far is building up. We're waiting for his stim. Combat shields +1. The singular eBay here might be a sign of aggression. I know that there are times where all-ins do just incorporate singular eBays, but we don't have a we don't have a fourth and fifth racks. So behind this, we can still get a third CC. Tavo can still expand, still build up. MasTeR moves out. He will engage ahead of time, spotting the army. We'll attempt to slow this down. But do we commit? My eyes are on the SCVs. As he's pushing. Oh. Camera pans back, and there it is, third CC. Okay, he's expanding. No all-in, no commitment. Will claim his own third. For now, just applying pressure. Forcing a reaction. And Tavo has to be very careful here. He has to be very careful not to be caught out. He's got a heavy mine count. Interesting. Only one tank. Does siege. Does siege up, catching out a stalker. Not bad. And MasTeR pulls away. Again, he's forced a reaction. He got a couple of stalker kills. He backs off, races back home, and defends his third. If he stuck around, he would just be surrounded. He would be swallowed up. So Tavo is racing back home. At least trying to. He's out of Marine. Oh. Mine shot still buy some time. Tavo holds. Tavo, he does hold on. Does make it home in time. From here, he can now claim his third base. Likewise, MasTeR should be getting his fourth. Storm is almost done. Jesus. Storm is finishing up. Again, does try to set up. Tavito's still committing here across the map. He's got a massive minefield that he's built up. That's a lot of widow mines. It's a lot of mines, but he has to be careful. He has to respect those storms. MasTeR's fourth base, I would say, is a little bit late. Bit of a late fourth. Fourth expansion. MasTeR gets across. And while he distracts, he's moving in. He's moving into the natural. Tavo's in position. Not bad. Tavito's keeping up. We have Ghost now amassing up and on the way. Vikings just help deal with prisms. And all this will come down to the storms and to the mine shots. Easy connection. One tank goes down. Storming these zones. That's a lot of storms here with the main army. Jesus. That's a lot of storm. Ghost coming in. EP. Massive EPs. Yeah, EPs connect. High tempo going down. Not bad. Getting 1, 2. Do we keep chasing? 3. Yeah, 3 at tempo go down. 4. Getting all 5. Massive pickups here. Keep going, Tavo. Keep going. Zelsa drop into the natural. Tavo, he commits. Ooh, he's losing a lot of SCVs. He's all in. He's being forced to commit here because look at this. This is going to be 9, 10, 11, 12. We're getting up to what? The entire mineral line is going to go down. It's only one Marine. Yeah, this entire mineral line is going to fall. Messy reaction here by Tavito. He doesn't notice. He doesn't notice. He's going to lose everything. 18 SCV kills. That is critical damage. Now he has to run into storms. He has to move into it. What else can he do? He's crippled. We have 82 probes here from MasTeR. Mind Shot goes off. Nice catch on the High Templar. Army sims in. Oh, takes a massive storm to the face. The storms are crazy. And Mastery double expands. Double expands getting a 5th as well. Aiming his 5th expansion. And Tavo's running out of steam. He's running out of steam, running out of army. He has to get the hell out of here. He lost all his Widow Mines. And remember, he lost his economy. It was that one Zealot run-by. That one Zealot run-by just crippled Tavo. Outside of that, he was looking good. Remember, he caught 5 Templar. Like, he had a massive EMP, he got 5 High Templar. But he was punished. He didn't respect the Zealots, man. Speaking of, more Zealots into the natural once again. EMP goes off on the High Templar. Nice EMP. Oof. Once again, EMP catching up 3 more Templar. Storm does land. Zealots able to hit the natural. Warpin will finish. Yeah, the Warpin finishes. Zealots like catch reinforcements. Main army's pushing in. And Mastery does move in and drop into the main base, catching up more SCVs. Catching up more workers. That's 11 SCV kills. And Tavo, we gotta go. Okay. No more High Templar, but now they're Colossus. Oh no! Yeah, now Colossus have arrived. EMPs are solid, but there are no Vikings. Didn't have the room, didn't have the money for it. And now Tavo's being chased down. It's being chased down. We have this back and forth, of course, but the issue here is that Tavo has a low economy. The Warpins continue. The prison was not dealt with. It was not dealt with. And MasTeR's going for the kill. Yeah, he's moving in for the kill here. Nice mine connections. Mastery is missing Zealots. Colossus does go down. Nice snipe out of Tavo. Again, when it comes to the main fights, even here EMPing the Archons, he's fighting his heart out. He's even, I would say, out controlling MasTeR when it comes to the main fights. But it's the harassment, it's the economy that has been crippled time and time again. And this has been the issue. Just non-stop SCV kills. Tavo's lost 37 SCV so far. Losing even more, being forced back home. Mineral line is exposed. Dust him in. Colossus overextend. Gets one. Gets maybe in 2 more Colossus again. Like, this is a good fight, but it doesn't matter. It's not good enough, Backy. GG gets called. GG gets called, and MasTeR, he'll take game number 1. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. MasTeR will take a lead in the series. Feels Zealot run-bys, man. Zealot run-bys, Zealot counterattacks, War Prism harass as well. Non-stop aggression did mean that Tavo, he was just being pulled apart. He was being crippled economically. Even though I would argue that Tavo had better fights. He had some really nice EMPs, some really nice engagements, very nice stims. We saw that MasTeR was overextending at times with the High Templar and with the Colossus. We had some nice minefield setups as well. Again, Tavo, he was fighting well, but the economy, right? The economy was left by the wayside, and he had a hard time keeping up his attention when it comes to run-bys and counterattacks, and likewise when it came to his main base defense, it was lacking. GG, well played. With that, MasTeR takes a lead, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into 10,000 feet. And again, we'll see if we can tighten things up. And force the ace match. Let's go. Zealots are pretty good. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the blue Terran player. We have the Peruvian Terran representing. Oh, this is not correct. Representing Team New Alliance. It is Tavo. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. That's the Hellfire logo. It's on the wrong player, Pappy. It's on the wrong player. But here we go. Here we go. We're going to be jumping into game number 2. And MasTeR does have that 1-0 lead. And we'll see if Davito can bring it back. I should also mention as well, what we saw in the last game was a good example as to why Terran players don't push in the mid game of TvP. It's very, very common if you watch players like Björn, Cure. I think Björn is a bad example, actually. If you watch players like Cure, sometimes Björn, Clem, Maru, if they get forced into the mid game of TvP, very often, even if they take a good fight, they will stay home. They will stay at home and turtle up on 3 bases and then turtle up on 4 bases. The reasoning for this is because if they push, it can be very difficult to deal with Zelaramas and counterattacks. As you saw in the last game, even players like Clem, like Maru, like Cure struggle when it comes to trying to defend against those run-bys, which is why they don't push, they don't attack, they turtle up at home until they max. So that kind of like deters and deflects and shuts down any attempted aggression, any attempted harassment, and they build up into a heavy Ghost Liberator composition, and then they start to push. That's typically if they get forced into the mid game. Before that, they can be active and aggressive when it comes to like 2-base play and early all-ins. But very often, like the mid game of TvP, they slow things down, they turtle up. As even the top players struggle against that kind of harassment. I said that Björn is a bad example of that because Björn, he is like Davito, where Björn, he wants to be active, he wants to be aggressive, and that often kills him. Like that. There's a lot of examples of Björn wanting to be active on the map and taking these good fights and taking these engagements, and then also dying to counterattacks and run-bys. Björn just wants to be in your face, though. Just wants to be in the face. Don't blame him. There we go. For now, it is going to be an economic opener. Racks expands. Single gas starts out of Tavito, and back at home, MasTeR is chilling as well. Going for his own gate expand. From here, we're taking up. We should be seeing a Twilight Council into Blink. Welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet has a very short rush distance by ground, and more than anything, this means that if a fight goes awry, you can push and commit across the map. You can push, you can commit. I will say that when it comes to defensive play, it can be very difficult to break a 4-basing player. Your natural, your third, your fourth base are all very centralized and very easy to defend. That's why the caveats of aggression being favored on this map does rely on taking a good fight first. Like, if you can win a fight on your side of the map or in the center of the map, the counterattack that you have available to you hits so quickly. It's so quickly. So you can just snowball a win, snowball a fight into a win. Now MasTeR does move out. We'll confirm the mine drop. Does confirm. Behind this, Blink is on the way. 39 gateways, building up into Blink. Twilight Council is not done. Safety Robo as well. Just very safe play here by MasTeR as he expands. Nothing crazy. See Ramen in the chat. Go Davito. True. Now, he still streams every now and then, but he's very inconsistent from my understanding. He streams every now and then. Actually, I want to quickly check here. What team was he on before Exxon? He was on Reaper, true. Oh my god, the memories are flooding back. He was on Reaper. And New Angels before that. Rebirth, those are the days. For those who remember Rebirth Esports, they were a Chilean esports team. And they were organizing a bunch of events and hosting some big Chilean tournaments. If you remember, that was like arguably one of the biggest tournaments in StarCraft history. Rebirth Esports had like 300 signups. It was crazy, like the Rebirth tournament, and it was all from Chile, by the way. Like that was what was crazy. Just purely Chilean players. 300 sign-ups. If you're curious as to why that was the case, it's because there are some really big and really popular Chilean content creators. I say content creators because they do a little bit of casting. I'm talking about Bobla. He does a little bit of casting, but he mainly does like StarCraft 2 content. I guess kind of like Winter. Like imagine like Winter, but like Chilean. Where like he makes like content with like, you know, StarCraft mods or like custom campaigns, stuff like that. And he promoted the event heavily. So he got a bunch of his viewers and fans to also compete. All from Chile. Anyway, we're pushing. Same as last game. Same as last game. We're hitting with Stim, Combat Shields +1. This is the same timing, the same push from Tavo 2 games in a row. Behind this going for a third TC, not all in. And we can see that MasTeR slowing him down. It does engage to slow him down. We see Tavo trying to rotate over towards the left hand side. Making his way across the map. MasTeR does have a spotter unit. Tavo does commit. Yeah, Marshal's gonna be going up. No major connections. Delta get on top of the army. Ooh, and Tavo's getting caught. Yeah, he's getting caught out. Decent line connections. That's a lot of Marines falling. And this push is ending. There's not enough left over. Oh, looks like there was a bit of latency. Hopefully everything's okay. A little latency here. As Tavo pulls away. MasTeR, he's gotten away with now Colossus. Yeah, Colossus have arrived. There's no good answer to that, by the way. There's no good answer. Yeah, swipes are popping up. Tavo, he has to race back home. And MasTeR, he gets away with his third. His third is fully operational. Now he can expand and get a fourth base. Likewise, pulling back the army. And MasTeR does know Rix and he pulls back. So he takes the fight, pulls away, preserves his Colossus. So meanwhile, we can see that Tavo is now switching into Vikings. This is a different variation out of MasTeR from last game. Last game, he went into earlier Storm. This time, earlier Colossus. Tavo's taking the triangular third? Okay. Bold move. Going for the triangular third base. This is a lot more open, a lot more exposed, especially once these tumors get knocked down. I mean, they already have. They've already expired. As MasTeR does threaten at the same time, we do have a Zealot run by being set up. MasTeR does rotate. Gets into the middle line. 3 ACVs. And catching out workers. Tavo is out of position. He reacts. Thankfully, no major damage. But we're still killing more ACVs. That's 6 SCV kills. MasTeR getting a second robo. Building up into more Colossus. Eventually into Disruptors. Speaking of, here they come. Disruptors are on the way. Disruptors are coming. MasTeR dipping into the main. Dropping into the mineral line. Oh, we'll lose a prism this time. Okay. I mean, that's the advantage of having all these Vikings, of reacting to all the Colossus. Much more anti-air. Despite that, that's still 8 SCVs. Oof. Yeah, still 8 workers. MasTeR threatens a dive, expanding with his army. We're just right next to each other. we're touching tips, papi. Oh my god. Our bases are on the same screen. And here come the Disruptors. They're coming. So we'll come down to the Novas. Come down to the connections. I'll say the Viking count is quite healthy. So healthy Viking count against a Colossus. We have an okay siege line here. Again, covering mainly the entrance towards the natural. The third is still open. And really all MasTeR has to do is just engage and get into the mineral line. If he can cripple the economy, that's all he wants. Just cripple the economy. Maestro goes off. Zelsay looks to peel up into the mineral line. Doesn't quite go for it. Never goes off. Ooh, does connect. Yeah, never connects. At the same time, Zelsay will attempt to run by. 5 SCV kills in total. 5 SCVs. Army moves in. Yeah, 11 workers going down. Does force lift. This is all that we need. This is all that MasTeR needs. Deny mining at the 3rd. Deny mining. As MasTeR is maxed. Never goes off once again. No major connection this time, but the CC is getting low. Yeah, the CC is getting very low. He commits in. Nova's ace zone away. And he's willing to trade. Yeah, he's willing to trade here. Once again, decent connections. Disruptors, they pull back. Zelsay break through the mineral line. And MasTeR cannot kill, but he does cripple. 13 SCVs. 13 worker kills. Disruptors, they rally in. Oh, be careful. And more Zella Warpins. We're holding on to 4 Disruptors. GG gets called. Tavo, he is broken. And MasTeR, he will claim the series 2-0. Advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played, MasTeR. He will claim the series, winding it back here again. Tavo, he had a very aggressive start, but he got punished in the center of the map. He got punished early on, and even though he was able to catch the Warp Prism, we still struggled against his Zealot run-bys. They still got damage done, 8, 9 SCVs at a time. On top of that, we saw a very bold 3rd base taken. I'm not too fond of it. Davito, he took the triangular 3rd, which is a lot more open, a lot more exposed, much more difficult to defend. Much more difficult. As you saw, even though Tavo, he was able to like hold his ground, he was holding ground further behind the 3rd base. Basically, whenever whenever he was pushing in, he was killing like 4, 5, 6 SCVs, right? Because of the range of the Colossus and because of Zelts as well. Like, because of the angle of attack specifically in that location, he had access to the mineral line of the 3rd base. So Davito, he could just never mine. He could just never mine freely on that expansion. Could never really build up. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. With that, MasTeR, he will advance on into the next round, into the grand finals, where he has his opponent ready and waiting for him. It is going to be a best of 5. Best of 5 between MasTeR and Juanito Special. Let's go. Let us go. For now, we are going to be cutting to a short break. We're going to be cutting to a very, very short break. When we come back, we'll have that best of 5. That best of 5 at grand finals. We'll see you soon with that final series. Until then, take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and we'll see you soon for the grand finals. Oh, see you soon. Bye. See you soon.